What's good, everybody? You know who it is. It's your boy, Big Tank Hank, with a live stream. I got a pretty good show for y'all today. A real good friend of mine, Steve, a Warrior Planet Text, is going to be a guest of mine on the show today. A lot of you already know who he is. And to some of you, you're going to just be being introduced to him. He's part of the OG Fish fam. And I think it's very important for a lot of those, that the newer fish keepers don't don't know yet. I think it's important for them to know them. What's happening, Ian? What's happening? Kayla, how you doing? So I'm gonna bring him up here in a couple of minutes, and we're gonna let him tell you a little bit about himself, what he does, where he comes from, what motivates him. What it looks like for him on a day-to-day basis. Then we may touch on some things that are important to all of us: family, uh, health, happiness, spirituality, if it even comes up. So I'm about to go into the green room and bring him up.
Yo, what's up?
Steve, Warrior, Planet Takes. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Very good, very good, very good. Brother, man, hey, I'd like to let you know, man, I'm honored that you accepted the invite to come on to the little old den. The den is a place where everybody should be able to be comfortable, put their feet up,
Absolutely.
and feel safe.
Absolutely. You know you got a special place in my heart because I'm a hard cat to come across, but you're a stand up guy. I respect what you do. I like your approach to how you navigate this thing we call life. So absolutely, I'm more than honored to be here. So actually the appreciation is mine.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all, I'd like y'all to know that I consider this man to be like a little brother of mine. We've grown to become pretty close, and I met him here in this thing that we call the fish game, fish fam, whatever. I met him through this, and I feel privileged. So, Steve, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you're from, your government name for one.
My government name? You talking about the name my
Government
mama
name,
gave me, huh?
the one your mama gave you. Mama and them know you.
Everybody know I'm Steve. You
Where
know
you
what I'm
found here?
saying? Um, I'm a Texas boy. Y'all know that. Any chance I get, I try to let everybody know. Representing for Texas. I'm from Southeast Texas, via Harris County, also known as Houston. Um, been doing the fish thing since I was a young one. 9. That's where I remember. Um, and it's my therapy. Uh, always was a smart kid, against the grain type of kid, you know, lived in the country. Um, I was born in a small town, about 30 minutes from downtown, Liberty, Texas. That's where I was born. And due to unforeseen things, I ended up moving to the city with extended relatives. That's who raised me. So I got the best of both worlds. I'm country and city at the same time. Uh, got my degree, my pedigree from the streets, but never lost that country boy mentality that I have. Always had a love for nature, plants, animals, etc. And if my YouTube history don't tell it, I'm a lone wolf. I move how I move, when I move, how I want to move, and that's it. I don't, I ain't trying to be arrogant or condescending. That's just me, and that's probably one of the biggest things is you got to learn how to be comfortable in your own skin. You know, and it took me a little bit of time to come to that. Like you don't need it. If that's what makes you happy, if that's how you move, that's how you move. At the end of the day, how can you present the best of yourself to somebody else when you're not good in here in your heart. And that's what I try to champion myself on. I ain't perfect. I'm still learning, but that's how I do. Hey, to know me is to love me. What else can I say?
Amen, amen. And one thing that I found about being disingenuous is you can't maintain it. You can't maintain it. And people aren't dumb. People can see right through you. So you let's say you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time.
Facts.
And it's just too hard of a job. I always found it was a whole lot easier to be me than to try to be somebody else.
You a
That's why I
Texas
always try to
boy? What
stay.
they say? What they say back home? You a Texas boy? When you stay in your own lane, it's usually less traffic. Stay in your
Amen,
lane.
amen, amen, amen.
Stay in your lane. That's all you
Wichita
gotta do.
Falls. Wichita Falls Fish Keeper, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. Bourbon Bounty, thank you for coming in. Kayla, Ian, thank y'all for coming in. Yeah, man, you know, I'm drawn to genuine people. I'm drawn to genuine people because I have a lot to give, and I'm not selfish. I'm not selfish in my giving. If it's water, I'm gonna quench your thirst. If it's food, I'm gonna satiate your appetite. If it's knowledge, I'm gonna fill your mind up. I have a lot to give, and I don't like to waste my time on those who are just there to do that. Waste my time or to steal my time. It just doesn't pay. It doesn't pay. It doesn't pay. So my
That's
brother,
the
what?
facts. Actually, that resonates with me because we get caught up, you know, as people. We get caught up. And it's so easy to forget that time, time is the only finite thing that we have in limited amount in this thing we call life. So, we going through the hustle and bustle, living the struggle, doing what we do, but we don't realize that as people, as living things, we have a shelf life. And I'm gonna use this as a segue because it's a beautiful segue. I keep fish. I'm an aquarist. I keep plants. I like horticulture. I like aquaculture. However, to understand that helps me understand that, hey, my days, my seconds, my minutes, my moments on this earth are limited. And that's what not kind of, that's what drew me to this. It's a therapy, it's beauty, but it helped me to understand that we just passing through. All this is temporary. If the universal creator could give us the ability to make all these wonders in our homes, which is only a fraction of what it really supposed to be, but it still lives in its glory, lives in its beauty, then who am I? So it's for me, and I'm getting chill bumps right now. You the first one. I be talking a lot of smack on the internet. I get chill bumps. Look, it's an exercise in humility because guess what? This thing is bigger than us. The internet is cool, YouTube cool, meeting people and having a medium to connect with other people on a level to establish a common bond. Hey, that's a beautiful thing. But at the end of the day, it's a glass box with water and living things. That's it. It's a metric. You can put your all into it and you may get nothing. But when you learn to listen to the rules of nature, that's when you get rewarded with the subtlety. And everybody experiences beauty or success in their own way based on the stage of development that they come across in their life at that specific time. Like I can go look at somebody's tank, and to me, it's trash. It's a hot mess. But to them, that's their pride and joy. Or if I humble myself, I see the love that they have for it, and I see the love that I have for them, and I see where they at. And I may not appreciate it the same way that they do, but I still can find a way to appreciate it because I love them so much, and I want to see where they going. I want to get inside their mind and experience and share their vision with them. And just to be honest, I know you got me on here for a reason. So you know how I am. I'm just gonna be me. I'm not gonna candy coat it. I'm not gonna be unkind or anything like that. But I'm just gonna do like how I know. I personally feel that the hobby as itself is getting away from that, and that's okay too. But you got to find what motivates you. At the end of the day, you can look at it however you want. You could look at it as, hey, this is a bunch of work. This is a money pit. It's stupid. I do it because I love it, but I associate more negative than positive. That's called a toxic relationship. Or you could say it's a love of labor. I want to do it. I don't see any of this as negatives, and everything about it thrills me. Everybody has different motives for why they do what they do. I started YouTube as a time capsule. It was for me and my children. I wanted them to be able to look at some of my old YouTube videos and be like, man, I remember that house. I remember that tank. I remember when Daddy used to make us run all these stupid hoses and stuff, and we asked all these questions. That was awesome. That's why I did it. And then it grew into what it is. I post when I want to, when it's relative. And that's what sharing is. So for me, sharing is just that. It's giving something of myself that I feel like would benefit someone else. YouTube ain't necessarily my career, nor is fish keeping. I mean, everybody knows about warriorplanetank.com, and based on what's going on with the world right now, the status of that. But whatever, I'm not trying to plug. But the hobby in itself, in its pure essence, for me, it's my therapy. And YouTube was just a way for me to encapsulate, use technology to, we don't got Polaroids no more. Remember them back in the day? You use the Polaroid, exactly, it wave it, and then every time you go by, aunties, grandmas, whoever, when they got all them faded pictures, don't even got the good color in them, and you like, but that's all it took. That's all it took was that little smidgen, that little snapshot of
Frozen in
an
time.
yeah, right, and it just brings back all these memories for you, and you live in that moment again. So, that's really why I started my YouTube channel, and also to speak to people that don't necessarily get spoken to. They don't understand my language, where I'm coming from, you know? But I digress.
Definitely, most definitely, most definitely. So when is your earliest memory when you first put an aquatic animal in a box of water?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Um, I was little. Um, oh my God. I said I was 9. That's when I got my first OG tank. But like honestly, my first memory, um, I'm an 80s baby. I had to be about 5, and you know, being a Texas boy yourself, in the spring, right? We get animals, all the animals. They love life. They want to get to loving, and then we get the baby in the spring, so about around like March, April, Mayish, right?
You're not talking about no tadpoles, are you?
No,
Oh,
now.
okay.
And you know we get the flooding and the raining. So my mother, God rest her soul, she would she was like that way too. And I remember, I think my mom found like a little baby turtle in the yard, and she was like, "Hey, look at this." And he was like, "We want to keep it." I was like, "Okay." So we go get a bucket and we make it like a little habitat and put some water in there. And we don't know what turtles eat back then in the country. They gave us some crackers or something. You know what I'm saying? This is before I got my pedigree. You asked me, so I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Crackers.
These are fond memories. You know what I'm saying? You got some crackers, it's like some dog food or some cat food or something. And then after that, we got to begging. We wanted to keep it, and we upgraded from a bucket to like a number 10 wash tub. It made the thing like a little habitat. And that was the first memory I have. The first fish I remember having is Walmart, a fish bowl, poor as hell, Southeast Texas, little nappy head little boy, run around the country barefooted. So we got Granny to splurge like 10, 15 bucks and get us a fish bowl. And of course, she bought us a goldfish because that was the thing, right? Goldfish died. Duh. Goldfish and fish bowls equals instant death. We know this now. So after the goldfish died, me being me, I'm mad at Walmart. I'm mad at my grandmother. I'm mad at everybody because my fish died. So I'm trying to figure out why did my fish die. So she wasn't gonna spend no more money on a fish. You know how that is. You killed it, I ain't buying you another. So what do? Me and my little brothers, we go cut some Coke bottles, we go cut some bleach jugs, we go set them out in the ditch, and we caught Gambusia affinis, guppies, and we put those in the fish bowl, and they were absolutely fine. And I can remember being a little kid, sharing a room with my little brother, and a bed too. That's just how it went when you was poor. You already know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And seeing the light like from the hallway trickle into our room because we didn't want to keep the door closed because my grandma traumatized me with ET and aliens and stuff. So it was like, no, not having that. And I remember that, and like just watching them dance around, and I was just, man, the exhilarate. That's a good memory, man. What a great question. I'm glad you asked me that because I ain't thought about that in a long time. That is the first time I remember seeing some swimming in
Now
an aquarium, and it was
that
awesome.
that right there is in just
That was
the
awesome.
most basic culmination of what I am as a fish keeper is that memory. Because that's what I still do.
Right?
I love to watch people's videos, who know stuff. I love it to death because they help me. I still just get boxes and put fish in them.
Hey, that's awesome though. Like I didn't even remember that because we used to go to, and I said this on one of my other, I know I have before on one of my videos, but they used to have these field guides, man. And I think the author was Roger Torrey Peterson.
Whatever kind of animal you can think of, they have
Right.
field guides for it. Texas,
Bugs,
wherever.
bugs, reptiles, amphibians, plants, fish. It didn't matter. And they were like thick, and they had the pictures. and the literature, everything. And we used to go, like my grandmother was, like education was everything. Education was everything. Wichita Falls. My little brother did that. He's a genius. I love him. Um, so we beg her, and like on Saturday, she would take us up to the Geraldine Humphrey Municipal Library, and we would check out these books. And I remember she used to like whoop me and yell at me because like I thought I was like a mini scientist, so I'm like out there with these books, getting mud and all kinds of shit. And she'd be like, "Damn it, boy, I'm not paying for that book, you know, but I'm out there, I'm in it, you know." We used to watch. You remember Channel 8? You Houston
PBS,
PBS, baby, let's go.
24 hours a day.
Wild America, what's his name? Marty Stauffer, all
Hey,
them. So like I'm in there.
Tell you about
I'm
PBS.
in there.
PBS got people thinking I'm crazy now, but crazy in a good way. Because
Hey.
I'm so eclectic because of PBS. I was watching the Nutcracker.
Thank you.
Or the Goodies, you know,
right?
England, you know, their comedy.
Oh, you talking about
Monty Python, Flying Circus,
and the one with the store in there. You know, the supermarket, the department store. Love it. Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean.
Live for PBS, maybe Channel 8.
My
Love
kids
it.
now, they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
that's what we had. Like we didn't have no money for no satellite. Yes. Like or cable. Like no, it was public television and whatever channels you could get if the stories wasn't on. For people who don't know what the stories is, that means the soap opera.
The soap operas.
Waited for 3 o'clock every day for General Hospital to go off so I could turn it to PBS and watch LeVar Burton, Carmen Sandiego, all that nonsense.
Reading Rainbow,
yeah, love it. You know? So I'm out here and I'm looking because I'm like I'm catching these little fish and stuff. We scrounging. I kind of got a low key confession. I used to pinch off of my offering money from church. So I used to pinch off of my offering money from church, right? And I would save it. I would hide it. And then we would go like to the little store, and you could get you like a crawfish net or a crab net or something like that. And my grandma would be like, "Boy, where you got that money from?" "I found it." You know? Because they finna get no whooping. Like, I would rather take the L for getting caught lying than take the L for not being able to buy what I wanted to buy because I want to go play in the mud. You know? So we're out there on this fish. I'm looking at these books and stuff. And yeah, the first fish I remember was Gambusia finis. And a guppy. It is a mosquito fish. That's the store name. Yeah, mosquito fish.
See, they were minnows when we were little.
Exactly.
They were just minnows.
Not
minnows, but they were minnows.
Basically. But yeah, that is the fondest memory I have. And that's awful.
Man, let me see. You know what a Mad Tom catfish is?
Yeah, you mean those little things that poke the hell out of you when you catch them if you don't grab them right?
The little bitty catfish. Man,
absolutely.
I can remember catching them when I was little, and there was a big gap in time. I had never seen them anywhere after I caught them until I was grown. Like, you know, guys were catching them on you know, the YouTube videos, and man, you know, what is this new type of catfish? What I was like, man, I was catching them Mad Tom catfish, darters, the little darters.
Mm-hmm.
And I had little tanks full of them from the local creek.
Right.
You know, and you know, the stuff that now people are, you know, really, really looking for, being overcharged.
I know where you're going. I'm about to go there. I don't even care. Look. It ain't nothing but hype, see? So it's like now we got this beautiful platform called YouTube, and you got all these people talking about we're gonna go collect natives. Natives was like the majority of fish I kept until I could find a sufficient stream of capital to appreciate other things. So I'm gonna put it to you like this, okay? If I was going to school for my doctorate degree, why would I ask a kindergartner to help me with my homework? Doesn't make sense.
Senseless. Senseless.
Doesn't make sense, right? I
Make you
already
numb.
did that. That chapter is closed in my life, and I don't see a reason to, you know. I mean, unless you're working with like a state, local government for conservation purposes, I don't see a reason. I mean, me, if I was going to share with my son, for example, and we go out there and collect, absolutely. But it is what it is. This is America. People fish every day. In fact, you can't even collect in most states without a fishing license.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
it's the same thing.
You know, down here the game wasn't turn the corner and
Exactly.
catch you. I
The
tell you that.
TPMW is not a joke.
What you doing?
It's not a joke. It don't matter if you eating or throwing back. You better have a license. That's just how it works. But for me, the crazy part about it is now in my 40s, I'm looking back when I was a little knucklehead, and I thought I wasn't doing nothing profound. But juxtaposed to that, on the contrary, that's what's hot in the streets right now because we got social media. So
Nothing is new under the sun.
it's all been done. And I guess what triggers me or whatever you want to call it, what don't
All
sit
right,
right
what you
with me.
told? See you later.
What don't sit right with me is Chubbs, I'm gonna get to you on that one. What don't sit with me the right way is the way that external validation, also known as clout, has kind of convoluted what we really trying to do. I was just trying to understand the world that I belong to, and also using it as a conduit to, you know, cool me out. I had all the things that they try to say you got, you know, hyper. Like they didn't have ADHD back then. It's new. I think they called us hyperactive or something like that. Basically, a normal case before they want to feed you a bunch of pills and stuff. Just
No,
couldn't be pills.
no. Pardon my French. Badass.
Exactly, yeah, badass little kid.
Yeah,
So what they're gonna
that's what
do?
you
They're gonna
were.
pray it away or beat it away. So guess what? I didn't like going to church because it was boring, and I didn't like getting whoopings. So I stayed my ass outside. I'm always in something. If I wouldn't read, I'm gonna read a book. That's my juice. Once I read the book and I get the juice, I gotta go outside and explore because it's just a book. I don't believe that. I gotta see it for myself. I gotta touch it. I gotta feel it. I gotta get bit. You know. So that's how I move like that, and that's really where my pedigree came from. Um, that's why I look at the hobby the way I look at it because I understand. Hey, bro, all the shit that you got swimming in your tank that you spent tens of thousands of dollars on, it lives in mud puddles, creeks, rivers, streams, etc. for free, and nature is way more harsher than electricity could ever provide. There ain't nothing you can do to accommodate these animals better or worse than nature. Nature is brutal. It is impartial, 100%. And that's why I look at it the way I look at it. That's just, I get it. I'm not saying neglect your animals. I'm saying educate yourself and humble yourself because this is bigger than us. Those animals are absolutely fine. Trust me. And everything you got swimming, Depending on what country you go to, it's on the menu. I promise you. I can go to the Asian market right now, and they got gouramis and loaches in the freezer.
Yeah, yeah,
That's just how it is.
most definitely. See, holla at Chubbs with that question.
Oh, Chubb says, "What plants am I excited about now?" Oh man. So right now, I am looking at a specific country. I'm looking at Guyana in South America. For some reason, even me like selling plants, trying to get my hands on plants from other countries. So it's two countries. It's Guyana and it's also the Dominican Republic. Now, the Dominican Republic, they got a lot of things that are listed as noxious weeds, but every time I go down there, and I can't go yet until the pandemic is over, but they have so many plants over there that amazing. And then Guyana, same thing. The majority of the plants we're getting, they come from the Far East, so Thailand, Singapore, Taiwan, Indonesia, and then, and I'm talking commercial, not wild. And then South America, same thing. You know, you got the Amazon basin. The majority of stuff you get from South America is coming from Peru or it's coming from Brazil. Hands down. Hands down. Me, I'm looking at Guyana because they have a lot of the Echinodoris family swords that you just can't get your hands on. And as soon as our fearless leader lets us travel again, I'm gonna be balls deep in the jungle. Excuse my French, but it's a promise. I will be there immediately. But I hope that answers your question, brother. Thank you for asking.
So tell us what you do for a living.
Um, right now I'm active duty military. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know I like to cook. I'm a master certified food executive, so I like to cook. I like to eat. I like stuff like that. You know, I'm a practical human being. Never really been big on technology or nothing like that. I'm a, you know, artsy fartsy kind of guy.
So the irony in that, y'all, that we become friends. I'm a food service sergeant at Texas Corrections.
I just found this out. This is amazing.
So, I can cook a little bit, and I'm on the rougher side of food preparation. If their food is considered
Um, not too
bad
far.
enough, you know what I'm
Don't
saying?
sell yourself short now, brother. The military ain't too far from correctional facilities, and you didn't hear that from me. I'm just saying. It's the truth. It's
All
the
right, Chad,
truth.
man, thank you. Sickless 23, welcome, 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 welcome.
Oh, what's going on, brother? Been a while.
Right, man. Hey, I can remember once finding a turtle. They call it. It was a musk turtle.
I have one.
Okay, a musk turtle. I was maybe 13 years old, and the turtle laid an egg in the bucket I had it in. Man, I went to the county extension agency. They called the Houston Zoo. Little fella, I'm running around with this egg. They called the
I
Houston
believe
Zoo.
you. No, I believe you. I believe
Told me,
you.
had me buy a plastic shoebox, some vermiculite, some saran wrap, and put it in that box in the closet. But I think I waited too long.
It molded.
Yeah, I waited too long. and it didn't make it, man. But
oh man,
that's how I started. When I tell you, if I could put it inside of a box and bring it in the house, or a box, a jar, a bucket, or something, I was bringing it in the house. Nine
you was
times out
like
of 10, it was
Alice.
gonna
You
get
was like
loose.
Alice on Old Yellow.
Look, and 9 times out of 10, it got loose. My mama and grandma, you know, my room, we had a big old house, It was one of those passed down houses because my grandmother was a maid.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the good house
Right.
in the neighborhood, but we had no money. Folks try to figure out why we had this house. But
Right.
so my room is in the back of the house. How the critters would make it all the way up to the front of the house, I have no idea, but they would. They'd be coming across the dining room floor, the kitchen floor. Oh man, I would be called everything but a son of God. You come get this thing out of here.
That happened to me. That's really funny. That happened to me. Um, where we live, we have this phenotype of king snake, and it's called buttermilk. So it's a black king snake with either yellow or white uh, speckles and striations all the way down the whole snake.
Okay.
And sometimes they call them a chicken snake.
Gotcha.
But that's
Gotcha.
not really a chicken snake. Chicken snake was like a blanket term for anything you find in the chicken coop. It could be a corn snake, a yellow rat snake, a black rat, a gray rat, and then those king snakes.
Well, the one that you're
So
talking about, when it would be in danger, would it secrete the stinky
no, that's a water snake
okay.
that did that. And I know exactly what you're talking about. That happened to me a lot. But we had this thing, and it was like the school pet. It was in like a biology class or something, right? And the teacher let me take it home because we went on break or something, and I was gonna take care of it, and I did, and I fed it and everything. That was cool, but I was playing with it. I was trying to show off in front of one of them young ladies. My grandma used to call them little heifers.
Let help.
Yeah, and I forgot to secure the cage properly, and the damn thing got out. And you want to talk about people moving and shaking and walking on eggshells? We never found that snake. And I didn't even care about getting beat or cursed out. I was more like I didn't want to let my teacher down,
Yeah.
I was like, man, he got out, But he
They're
was a
not,
beautiful, beautiful animal. But
they're not gonna ever let you play with another animal.
I was like, what if we get something else cool? She not gonna let me bring it to the house. We ain't got no money. I can't buy one. So I could care less about getting yelled at. Like the best thing that could have happened is hearing somebody with a blood curdling scream, like, okay, you found it. I'd have been cool. I'd have took the licks and I'd have had my critter back. But that's where I was at. I mean, I'm still like that.
Man, I had at school on the playground. We had you know how you'd have those spring to summer Texas storms just come out of nowhere and the weather, the temperature drop. Well,
Yeah, them Texas monsoons.
it flooded our playground, and underneath the slide, this puddle sat there just long enough for frogs to lay eggs.
Oh
Why?
wow.
Why did I find a bucket at school? I found a bucket at school and collected a bunch of tadpoles and had them in my locker and got in trouble. Got
You got
paddled.
me on that one. You got
I,
me on that one. I ain't never
I,
did nothing like
oh, and a turtle. So the turtle was in the bucket and it smashed a lot of the tadpoles. And I had this in my locker and I got paddles. I got paddling for it.
That's
So,
right. They did used to do that. We used to get pops
yes.
in school. Yeah.
And I don't know whose bucket it was. Part of the trouble may have been wherever I got the bucket from. But I got a bucket. Janitor or somebody's bucket.
Yeah, yeah, those are good memories.
Aqua Funk, what's happening?
So like right now, knowing all that and being able to reflect on all of those memories, all of those experiences. So that would arguably be your foundation.
Yeah. Yep.
And now, looking back at that versus where you are now, successful, pillar of the community, financially adequate, so on and so forth, etc. How does the reflection of how you started, like how does that change or how does that affect your outlook on what you do now, considering what you do in the hobby? And is it a hobby or is it something else? You see what I'm saying? And I know you supposed to be interviewing me, but it
Hey,
popped in. It popped in.
I
You
got
gotta
you.
forgive me
This is what makes it good. This is what makes it good. What's
because I
happening,
want to
Miles?
know.
Welcome, Miles. Well, um, in a short amount of time, I went full circle. I'm saying the last year or so.
Okay.
Um, no, 2 years. It's been about 2 years since I had this channel. And that's pretty much when I started. Ruptured Achilles, depression, buy some fish, and it made me feel better. And I break that one down too. But I was watching videos. It was one of those things where I know what I had learned on my own,
Right.
but I for that little moment of time, I didn't trust it anymore. So I was trying to do what I saw people on YouTube doing.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
trying to emulate people.
Right. 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 Right.
And
Right.
and I was killing fish. Um, I lost a piece. I lost a piece in it.
I got you.
It
Okay.
was, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna raise guppies and I'm gonna sell them. You know, uh, I'm a profit. That's
I
not
got
me.
you.
Yeah, that's not me. It's not
No,
me.
green dreams. Everybody
Yeah,
does.
yeah, that's not
Everybody
me.
does.
It's not me. I just like to sit here facing the other way. It's 4 20 longs right here behind me. It's 3 10s over here on the side, and there's a 40 breeder right there. I'll just come in here and sit on the floor, crisscross applesauce, Indian style, and just look into these tanks.
And that's a beautiful thing. You just basically, wow, wow. And you know the crazy part about what you just said you said a lot in a few words. That's the action right now. That's the action. And see, I went through them phases. Not like that, but yes. And I'm gonna say, so talking about YouTube, right? So you see these people doing things, right? And before I had my aha moment, okay? I had my aha moment. Hey, it's a video. When I started getting serious, when I started reaching out to, because I'm still a small YouTube channel, like arguably, but I try to make quality video, which is why I don't post so many. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Oh,
Keep
you got
talking.
them ops too. So I had my aha moment, and it was like I came to that point to where I questioned myself, and I questioned my
Motivation.
experiences. Right, my experiences and my motivation, absolutely. And it was one of those things to where it was like, wait a minute, I've been doing this, and with me, fish die. I don't kill them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
It's a difference. They got a shelf life. I mean, it's a living creature, you know, and you know, sometimes you get a good batch, sometimes you don't. I mean, it ain't nothing you can do. Like, I mean, hell, if you can, we don't even have a cure for cancer. So, what do you think you're gonna buy that they sell that's gonna help you keep your fish alive longer? Come on, if that was the case, pet stores wouldn't exist, just like big pharma wouldn't exist, or hospitals or medicine.
Yep.
The answer ain't in the cure. The answer is in the medicine. And so I had this aha moment. I was like, it's just YouTube, man. People out here doing how they do. And just like anything, we do have this capacity, being the human populace, to screw up anything we touch. You just got to understand people motivation.
Yep.
You gonna move with who you move with. If you would be so naive as to believe that everything is how it seems when you click go on these videos, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but you're
How
a
many
damn fool.
how many times was delete hit before play was hit?
Delete? No, we ain't talking about delete. How many times did they do a water change, clean the glass, put
Oh,
some
I got
plants
you.
straight out the flower pot? It's
I
called
got you.
staged events.
I got you. I got
You
you.
know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be real.
I got you.
You know, bruh, no. I bought the most expensive fish at this store. I ain't gonna say no name, but you sitting over here killing $100 fish, $1,000 fish. Sitting up here talking about we're gonna start a project, and then
Fish
like
whisperer
2 months
Miles.
later, where they at? You know what I'm saying? Me, everything I got it. And if I messed it up, I'm pretty sure I told you, yep, kind of got depressed on that one there. That one shit the bed, but we're gonna start over again. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? And it's like you gotta do that.
Dan
Because,
Slee.
say what now? Oh, Dan up in
Hollering
there?
at Dan Slee. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
came in the
What
door.
up, Dan? So you got people watching you, and I don't care about people. Like if you already got something under your belt, that's cool. But what about like the little kids? What about people that they new in the hobby and they tap it into social media because it's 2020. That's the life right now. That's how we do. Whatever happened to like integrity? Tell the truth. Hey, you know what? Fish tanks suck. They suck balls. But at the same time, if it's something you want to do, they're actually completely amazing. That's not too hard. And then
Hey,
leave it
to
to
the
that
left.
person. Leave it to that person to figure out if it's something they want to entertain or not.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
To my kids, fish tanks suck if they got to do anything besides just look at them for a couple of seconds.
Exactly. But to everybody, I'm gonna be honest. Fish tanks suck. And then the more you get, but it's all about getting it nice, getting it right, and then getting that external validation from the people who say, "Oh my God, that's amazing." I'm gonna be honest. I'm a single father with 2 teenagers, active duty military. Um, we ain't doing all them damn water changes. I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie to you. But guess what? Plants look good, fish look good, tanks look good. Hmm, it's a business for a reason, ain't it?
Yep, yep,
I'm
yep.
gonna make you buy what I'm selling if I don't scare you into thinking you need it when you can get knowledge for free. That's my point. That,
And that's
I'm
hey,
just saying.
that's one of the realest things you can ever hear. I tell people in a minute, I say I won't charge you for it because it don't belong to me.
I'm just what the hell chemical you can buy in the store that match the Amazon River that's been here for millennia. Figure it out. And guess what? In figuring it out, there's gonna have to be some sacrifices made. Also known as you wasting money on killing shit.
What hey
Excuse my French.
what grows a plant better than rainwater?
I can't tell you because I ain't been able to figure out the chemical constitution of rainwater yet, other than catching it outside in a bucket.
Look, cut your grass today. Rain tonight. Tomorrow evening, your grass look like you never cut it.
Facts. I gotta do that tomorrow. I got a jungle out there. A jungle. And the dogs don't help. I figure the dogs will like walk it down. You know what I'm saying? You know. Facts. Facts. And shout out to the homie Jay. But like that's where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Um, for me, I think honestly, I like pushing the cars. Number one. Number two, I do have a huge chip on my shoulder. You know, it's not huge, but big enough. Only because like you don't see our ethnic population moving like this, and it does need to be addressed. It does need to be addressed. Um, not from the standpoint of victimization, because I don't move like that. But what I'm saying is, there's a whole populace of people moving and shaking and doing things, but the way it's presented to the popular culture, the consensual culture, based on the social construct of said society that you belong to, certain things is acceptable for some people and certain things is acceptable for others. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I just started looking at science. Facts. Based on X, Y, and Z. Based on said empirical data. These are the results. I can amplify these results. I can have the same results, or I can diminish these results. But based on this data, I can find a construct, a factor, a variance that I overlooked. Maybe it's an oversight. Maybe I ignored this one. Maybe I did this one too much, to establish the baseline. And then based on that baseline, you can grow or you can not grow. It's simple. It's simple math. So, like when I say there really ain't no rules to it, that's what I mean. Once you understand the baseline, once you know what the nitrogen cycle is, once you know about water chemistry, temperatures, basic knowledge, that is basic, you can deviate from that and implement variables and succeed on your own. That doesn't mean that you gotta subscribe to the church of these self-proclaimed gurus of the hobby, because guess what? The hobby didn't have no damn guru in its inception. The hobby was based off of people catching shit from the jungle, mud puddles, rivers, streams, etc., killing them, observing them, figuring it out. What the hobby? I'm gonna be honest. I'm not happy about what the hobby has become today, because it leaves no margin for exploration. It's the same thing, right? And so I was born Catholic, right? And then I think when I was like 10, my grandmother walked away from the Catholic Church. And then I got baptized into Missionary Baptist Church. But it's the same ideology. It's that same box of constructs. There was no room. You operate in these boxes. Uh-uh. Nature don't work that way. And it's the same thing with spirituality. Life don't work that way. The universe is big. We've been here before. This thing is bigger than us. We're just passing through. And guess what? You're going to keep dying until you figure it out. So why would the hobby, quote unquote hobby, be any different? I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm a self-proclaimed guru, because I'm not. I'm just a person who can share my experiences. And if via universal love can expound on the experiences that I have, that just makes it move forward. But like where it's at now, how is that helping the kids? I mean, look at these generations. Look at the millennials. It's entitlement. They don't want to try because they're scared to fail. It's instant gratification. So if you scare the hell out of these kids, why would they want to go into this hobby? Why would they want to expand on this hobby? Why would they want to try? Well, such and such said that if I do this and this and this, it's not going to work. So I'm not going to do it because I can't, based on my situation right now. Well, how about you just fact check such and such, do it any damn way, and guess what? It's a win-win. Because if you fail, you learn. And if
Yeah.
you don't fail, you still learn because you succeeded. And, that's why if y'all haven't noticed, people that like have subscribed to me before, I'm not prolific on YouTube. I post
Mr. Fish,
videos when I
sir.
want to.
Thank you, Mr. Fish, sir.
I post when I want to. Because if I don't have anything relevant or pertinent to say or something that I'm just excited about sharing, even if it's something silly or stupid, out of love, like, hey, I think the people that rock with me would enjoy this. I'm gonna slap it up. But that's just my perspective. Why? Because I value other people's time. That's why I'm not so prolific on YouTube. That's why I'm not quote unquote grinding, trying to like rack my brain to figure out what's the next video I can put out. People's time is valuable. And if I put something out there and you take your time to see it, to look at it, to watch it, to listen to it, well, shit, I hope you can embrace it. I hope it can impact you in some way. And that's just how I move. That's my quote unquote ethos. I gotta plug my computer up. But yeah, no, you got it. You got it.
Already, and I can do nothing but appreciate that. That's like feeding somebody candy all the time, and a little meat, and potatoes here and there. That candy over the long road is gonna kill them.
But how they gonna eat the meat and potatoes if the candy done rot in their teeth?
Exactly. I'd rather give them a little meat and potatoes and sprinkle some vegetables in there, give them
That's
some
and that's
water,
counterproductive.
and a little candy here and there just as a treat. But I'd rather give you something with some substance. I really would. Like myself, this this show, I'm gonna have a real name for it after a while. This fishy den is like
I
a
like
ministry.
that. I think you should rock with the fishy
The
den.
fishy den,
'Cause that's just like if we was,
chilling.
sitting in the den, chopping it up on some
Hey man,
actual factual. You know
but
what I'm saying?
this is like a ministry.
Fellowshipping,
It's like a
brotherhood
ministry
type
for me.
thing.
Exactly. Fellowshipping is the key word. It's like a ministry for me. I kick the doors open. Everybody come in, sit down, because I'm gonna try to have somebody on here that's gonna give you something that you didn't have when you came in. If I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
do it myself, I want you to leave better than you came in. That
Ain't nothing
is
wrong
the
with that.
reason. That is the reason for the fishy den. Leave
That's
here
why
better
we
than when
here.
you came in.
That's
So
why we here.
the videos itself, I've always made videos. People, my fish YouTube channel is 2 years old. I've been on YouTube like 10 years.
Big Preacher Fit.
Big Preacher Fit.
Let's go.
It's not even my first one.
Hey, he helped me get these games, y'all. Look at these games. Think it's a game.
Make Ready 1 was my very first one. Make Ready 1. And it's got a picture of a 20-inch gun.
I be getting them games, bro. I be getting them.
I'm trying to tell you, that was the first love.
Right? I love it.
Games. The games was the first love, man.
I ain't finna eat no Dunkin' Donuts though. Them fat pills. I see that when you did a little taste test of the Dunkin' Donuts. I can't no.
That was
I can't do sugar.
That was
Krispy sweet Kreme, enough, baby.
Krispy Kreme Reese's.
I seen it.
See Reese's. Come on. Reese's.
I got the sugar sweats just watching that video. I was like, no, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Hey,
I'm good where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at, baby.
Let me tell you a secret about them. Right now I weigh about 260. When I made that video, I was like 235. Those donuts went on sale. I went and bought a dozen. The one you saw me eat was the only one I ate in weeks. I froze all the rest of them. I was counting calories so serious back then.
I got the app on my phone. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I was counting the calories something serious. Thanksgiving, I would take a meal out.
No, I'll be Thanksgiving. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna eat dressing.
Oh no,
I don't care.
I was doing it.
I just grind hard. I ain't no. That's sacrilege. No. Maybe I ain't got enough. I ain't where you at then. I ain't got no discipline, but I mean, if I had to pick between some dressing and a donut, oh shit, that goes without saying. We finna eat dressing. I'm probably eat 2 plates, maybe 3.
Well, no, I'd have it for lunch. I just wouldn't have it for dinner.
No, I'm about 2 plates at the initial sitting, and you know that sneak plate that you gotta get. You just mix all of it up together and just go and get it. Why not? You only gonna live one. YOLO, baby. Let's go. Then you gonna get. You know you gotta grind. Get it on purpose. Already.
Hey, Steve, man. The time has snuck up on us. I'm gonna go and get on up out of here, man. But I want to say thank you very much for coming on this show.
Absolutely. And you don't want to rock. You don't want to just sneak in a few plant questions or something, so we can, we got a nerd out just a little bit, just a taste.
No, I'm gonna go and get out the way because somebody somewhere is trying to stream, and God forbid, they think Big Tank Hank is falling into the black hole of the abyss of cloud chasing and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's dog eat dog out here, man. It's dog eat dog.
Hey, I found
the people gonna like what they like.
I'm finna give y'all an example, and y'all may not even thought about this. When a person gives to you, when they give, the hand is palm up. When they take, the hand is palm down. Mm-hmm. See that fist? That fist is force. It could be threatening. It could be all of that. I've lived most of my life giving. I'll give a place. I'll give a position. I'll step to the side, step back, move around. Because what's mine is going to stay mine. But for the meantime, I'll let you think you've gained ground. But if it's mine, it's mine. So I don't occupy myself with the frustration.
That's heavy. I can subscribe to that.
I
actually appreciate that.
I would go and buy something that costs a whole lot of money, and I might play with it for a month or so and then give it away.
Right.
Because now it's not worth anything to me anymore.
You already got what you needed.
Whereas, you have people so occupied with trying to get back what they say they spent or what they put in.
Right.
It's not important.
But you know what? That comes with intrinsic self-value. Because things don't make you. You already know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? But no, it does. It comes
Hello,
with
Candy.
intrinsic self-value. You got to know your self-worth. What makes you tick? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's valuable. That's extremely valuable. That's your whole thing. That's your whole thing.
Yeah, I believe it. See, I've always been a big dude. Man, I've been up to 320, 330 pounds. No
Ooh, I ain't got
look,
there yet.
no mustache, long goatee, two gold earrings. I was a stereotype walking, but that was never me. Oh, I have 16 tattoos. You know what? My spirit animal is a gorilla. My kids would buy me stuffed gorilla animals every Father's Day. I have gorillas everywhere. But that was just a perception.
Mm-hmm.
But just like a gorilla, you know, a gorilla is one of the strongest things out there. And he just lives on vegetables. But a gorilla is not going to bother you
If
unless
you
you
don't bother him,
overstep your bounds. He's chilling.
basically, what he
He's
got to
chilling.
prove?
So I have never been a push around,
That is so funny you say that
but I'm not a
because
pushover.
I be doing that. Like when I be talking to the young cats on the boat, and they be like, "Why you don't give a damn?" And I'm like, it's not that I don't give a damn. I got this thing
Jeffrey
that's
Watts.
called, I got this thing that's called the male lion complex. I ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. I get up, roar in the morning, take naps all day, eat first, and then if something pop off, I'm locked and loaded. It is what it is. The respect is rhetorical. What the hell I gotta prove to you? You wanna be a lion? Or you wanna be a chihuahua? Bark at everything. You stomp your foot one time, then it run off hollering like a stalled dog.
Yeah.
Come on now. Where we at?
I work in a prison, and I've never had to put my hands on anybody. Respect that I give is reciprocated.
Um, Ian popped up a question about CO2. So when you say a passive CO2 system, um, be more specific because I run a bunch of unconventional CO2 CO2 systems. I got a pretty awesome one in my grow room that I jerry rigged myself. But if you be more, tell me what you want to accomplish, and that's better for me to tell. Like I don't do too good with the Pinterest Wikipedia definitions. Like ask me what you want to accomplish, and I got you. Fact.
And I'm gonna stay on, Ian. So just go ahead and type it
Yeah,
in.
like
I'll
let
put it
me
up
know
there.
what you want to accomplish, and I got you.
I'm gonna stay on. Miss Candy, I'm finna give
No,
you a
I don't. Yeah,
wrench.
because I don't really rock with.
I'm
I
gonna
do
give
like
you a
how I
wrench.
do.
You don't
You
have
know
to
what I'm saying?
use it,
But yeah, I'm
but I'm gonna
rocking
give
some
you one.
pretty banging CO2 systems, especially outside because that's my money.
Aqua Funk, you ready for next week?
Or matter of fact, Ian, I'll tell you what kind of guy I am. You can hit me up on Warrior Planet Tanks on Instagram, and I will have a full. I will talk your ear off. I got you. So do that because I know my brother Hank trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up on Instagram um, at Warrior Planet Tank. Send me a DM, and I got you. Like I will walk you through everything you need to know to the best of my knowledge. I ain't no expert, but what works for me, and hopefully it can give you some insight and help you. But I promise you, I'll save you some money. So do that, please. I'm intrigued by this, and I want to help you. I'm actually humbled and honored that you would hit me up to ask me that. So please do that.
And Ian, if I rock with him, you know about our conversations, off the camera. If I
If
rock
you
with him,
don't hit me up,
he's gotta
Ian,
be
I'm gonna
genuine.
hit you up.
He's gotta be genuine.
That's just how I am. So yeah, I got you. Don't even sweat it. But for the sake of the stream, either way, hit me up. We will figure it out. I got you.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna try to do this every Friday at 10:30 Central. Whether it's posted up on a notification list anywhere or not, it don't matter, because what God has for me is for me. Peace.
All right, then. Hey, thanks for